I'm going to go ahead and get started. Please turn off all cell phones to the off or vibrate position. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Alvin Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles.
Here.
Councilman Williams is absent. Councilman Worthy.
Here.
Councilman Back is absent right now. He may join us in a moment. Let's see, where did I get to? Councilman Wilson is absent today. Councilman Cannon.
Here.
And Councilman Reed.
Here.
We do have a quorum present, and so our meeting is open for business.
This is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing to allow anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of resolution assessing nuisance abatement liens against property. And this is for grass cutting work that has already been performed. No action will be taken on 1305 Cypress Street in District 1 because of a new owner or regarding the property located at 1207 Mayfield Street, 1301 Stroud Avenue, 921 Wisteria Lane, and 229 Yale Avenue, all in District 2, and 3215 Sudi Avenue in District 6 because the charges were paid in full by the owners. I'm going to let our city clerk from this point handle how we will conduct hearing our assessments.
Thank you, Madam President. We have, I believe, 61 remaining listings on the agenda. Everyone does have an agenda sheet. The streets are listed in alphabetical order, so I think we're able to determine by number and by address which ones we are talking about from this point forward. I'm not going to actually have anybody to read out each address and each name. We're simply going to follow the list. Everyone that is present today that wanted to speak, we filled out something, and there are a few other situations that we need to deal with as we go. So we thought it might be easier just to deal with the ones that we know need to be dealt with individually, and then those remaining we'll consider at the end. So the first person that filled out something to speak today was Jerry Works, and that's number 5 on the agenda. The address is 501 Henderson Street, and it's located in District 6. The amount is $254. So at this time, I'll ask Mr. Works to come forward and present the information that he would like for the council to hear.
Over to the podium.
Let me make sure the microphone's on.
I got this property from my mother, okay, well, because she had came down with cancer and everything, and I've been going through a little stage with her, and I wasn't aware of this $254 that was owed right now, but I will make payments if possible to get it to where there ain't no liens or anything on this property, because I'm in the process of trying to fix it back to where I can move into it.
How much time will you need to get this paid off?
If I can have a few weeks, I mean,
Okay, if
I'll do everything I can to get paid off as fast as I can.
Mr. President, I would like to make a recommendation to kind of speed this up, that he gets with Mr. Harbison and to pay this $254. I don't want it to hurt you right here till Christmas time. We might can give you maybe till February to pay it, if it's okay with Mr. Harbison. You can set up payments with him or whatever, you know, to get paid for by February the 1st.
Yes, sir.
Could you do that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to go ahead and put that in form of a motion,
I'm
Councilman?
sorry, I would.
Okay.
Second.
All righty. So the motion and second is to table the resolution until February the 1st.
And he's gonna be able to set up payments and pay it off by February the 1st.
Okay. All righty.
Now, you understand if you don't do that by February the 1st, it'll come back before us, correct?
Oh, yes, sir. I'll have it paid off. It's just
We know it's right now,
the
it's
mail.
time, it's Christmas time, and we understand that. We'll give you.
Well, see, I had her to move in with me and stuff because, like I said, she had cancer and all, and so I was dealing with having to pay for, you know, or helping her pay for her chemo and everything
Yes,
else
sir.
like that. And I took over the property from her, and it's been just overwhelming things to come up with, you know what I mean? And I just wasn't aware because like the mail goes to her house and sometimes she don't remember to give everything to me, so.
Yes, sir, I understand. I
Let-
know who she is.
Let me point, before we vote, let me point out something. The owner is listed on this property as Tuscacal LLC.
On
That-
mine, it's just got Jerry Michael Works on
She's
mine,
looking
number
at
5.
she's looking at the,
I'm sorry, I got the wrong one. I'm looking at the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mine got Jerry Michael Work.
Just get with Mr. Harbison after this is over.
Pulled out the wrong one. Okay.
To set up the payments.
All righty, so now we're ready. I'll switch in my notes. Now we are ready to vote. Those in favor to table the resolution until February the 1st, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table until February 1st. Okay, let me get my things straight here. The next one is number 8. The address is 11 Lakefront Avenue, Rafe Body, and the amount is $429. Mr. Body, would you like to come forward?
This is in District 6 also. I don't know if you said that or not. I'm sorry if you did.
Let's see, first of all, I'd like to challenge the grass even being cut.
Come here so we can get everything.
I mean, I'd like to know about the grass when it was actually cut, because it had not been cut. I have literally, I can prove it, so what do I need to do at this point?
Tell me refresh my memory on Lakefront. I just live right up the street from
Okay,
it.
this is
Which house it
Kelton's
is?
old body shop.
Okay, that's what we're talking about, Kelton's
Yes.
Old Body Shop.
See, I've had to pay water bills, or not a water bill, but a garbage bill that wasn't mine because I was out of town. And then Daphne and Kenny Smith cut the grass one time when I was out of town, and it wasn't even my property, what they were complaining about. So that's why I'm here now, is because the place has been taken care of. There's been a camera on the place for about 2 years.
Now,
That's what I'm trying to find out. When did they
there's
grass?
a piece of property directly beside yours that's vacant, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, and do Jenny think that might be in the property we're cutting that vacant lot? Because that
There
vacant,
is a vacant lot, yes,
that
sir.
vacant lot has been grown up and they have turned it in about the vacant lot. It would be number 9 probably.
This property shows that we cut it twice in 2018, May the 23rd and June the 27th, 2018.
I really can't remember that piece of property at that location. I go by every day, it's right up, so I can't remember that piece of property ever being knee-high. I can't be, it's always been cut the way I can remember it.
So that's what I was trying to ask, because I hadn't had any
That's why I was
problems, and I
thinking-
was really curious what was wrong.
I think it might have been number 9. Mr. Harbison wants to speak to us.
Yeah, let me say, concerning this particular case and any cases coming after this, if there is a dispute, and I thought somebody from Public Works would be here, but they're not, all that we have to go on is we sent the letter and then we sent the work order. Public Works cuts and they send us an invoice. So what we would need to do would be to get Public Works out there, either in front of the property or on the property, to tell us they cut the lot next door or they cut this. So if you wish to table this for 7 days and let us get with Public Works, and then that way some verification can be provided to the council, and I'll report something back to you next week.
I think on this particular case right here, since I go down there all the time, I know which building it is. I just like to go ahead and just remove this off and just forgive this right here, because we've actually cut a piece of property next door.
Thank you.
I mean, I just gotta get the council to go with me. I mean, they might not go along with me, but I just think we cut the vacant piece of property.
Yes, sir. I mean, there've been an issue with it before, and it turned out to be the one beside me.
And also too, since we didn't have anyone from Public Works here, Brian, they were supposed to be here, correct?
My understanding is they were. Did you call anybody?
Yeah, it's, since they didn't come, I just recommend that we just write this one off, because I think we got a mix-up here on this piece of property. Since I go by there every day.
Thank you.
I just like to, you said that you had cameras on there. Did you take
There's
pictures?
Across the street, there's been cameras on the property for about 2 years.
Okay,
And-
so you have pictures to show.
I've got the people that run the cameras that say that the city's not been out there, or that'd been the first thing they would have done was called me and said there's a problem. You know, I mean, I throwed some trash out a while back, and I got into it with one of the guys, and I even picked up all my trash and even apologized because somebody beating on my door, screaming at me, telling me I seen you come in there. I come out on him, you know, I didn't know what the problem was, but I apologized, you know,
Yeah, we
that's a
got that
scary
taken care of.
neighborhood, and, you know,
Okay.
That's
but
my,
I did clean up all the trash, you know.
you did,
I
I
was
appreciate you
trying.
doing that. That's my recommendation on this.
Thank you.
I have no problem relieving it, but who owns number 9? That's who we need to talk to now, if that be the case.
There's a house there,
We'll get,
You're gonna move it right over to 9.
Brian, there's a house there too, it's right there beside that piece I'm talking about. And it's been vacant for 4 or 5 years, and they've got a building permit, and they work on it every now and then, so it's one of those 2 pieces of property. we've
Or
got.
the one right behind me, that, where the man that used to own that, and you guys tore the house down. and
Yeah, but that's
everything.
on a different street.
So that's what I
We're
was
good.
wondering if they were getting something, but I
We're
don't
good
know.
right here. It's either that house right there that's got the condemned sign on, we got the permit, or that next piece of property there.
Okay, I'm gonna second it. Second.
I mean, if I hadn't if I hadn't come by there every day and know, you know, that was a mix-up there.
So I
Clerk, will you
appreciate it.
take the vote?
Okay,
He's
just to
vote-
make it clear from what we're doing, we could just simply vote the resolution down.
Okay, that'll be fine. Let's
Okay.
Vote it down.
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Those opposed?
No?
No.
Okay, we have, I think, a unanimous vote to not assess the lien.
Thank you. Is it it?
You're good.
Okay, thanks.
All righty, the next item is number 25, 110 Oakley Drive, and I believe the building department is accepting payments on this one. Would you like to speak about it?
Can you indicate how long? I had a discussion with Iva prior to the meeting, and we think it would be wise to go ahead and adopt an in-house policy that as long as payments are being made, that we would table this case for 1 year. And the reason for that, and I meant to mention that, and I'll have that discussion with the gentleman after the meeting, we allow grass payments to be divided into 12 equal payments for grass. Demolition liens are that's a different story. But, so we would give that individual the same opportunity to make 12 equal payments, depending on what the cost is. So at this time, we would ask, since payments are being made on this particular case, that it be tabled for 1 year, and then it will come back up, and we'll be able to provide you.
Do we need to go back to the one that on Henderson Street and make a motion to give him a year's time also then?
If that doesn't disrupt the meeting too much, I was gonna tell him that,
I'd like to go back to number 5 at 501 Henderson Street, Jerry Michael Works, and amend my motion a while ago where I gave him till February the 1st.
Uh-huh.
I give him 1 year from today, like the building department does,
Just
to
table
get
it
it
for
paid
1
off.
year, okay.
Second.
I'm sorry about that, Brian.
Okay. What about the motion for Oakley Drive?
I guess maybe we can continue with, let's just go ahead and do this one since he's presented this motion. It's on the table, on the floor here to talk about. Okay, this one is number 5, which we tabled until February the 1st earlier in the meeting. So we have a new motion and second to table this for 1 year rather than until February 1st.
And
Those-
Mr. Works, that gives you up to 1 year while you're making payments, but you have to make payments on it. Instead of February 1st.
Okay, those in favor to table the resolution for 1 year, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 1 year. All righty, now let's go back to the one that we are currently talking about, number 25, which is 110 Oakley Drive. Is there a motion to table this one?
Motion.
Second.
All righty, We have a motion and second, and Mr. Harbison recommended 1 year. Those in favor to table the resolution for 1 year, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 1 year. That was number 25. All righty, and the next item that we have is number 26, 1028 Peyton Rich Avenue. And I think that's also, Building Department has some information about that one.
On this particular case, because we actually have a history with this property owner, what I would ask, no payment has been made as of today. We had a conversation with him yesterday. He led us to believe he would be in to make a payment. I'm going to ask this case to be tabled for 7 days and give him the opportunity to come and begin to make a payment. I will report back to you next Tuesday.
We can
what
put it
need
on
to do
next
from
week's
there.
agenda.
That's okay.
Okay, I move that we table for 7 days.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to table the resolution for 7 days, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 7 days. Alrighty. The next one is number 41. The address is 2815 Tallahassee Street. And I think they are also making payments, so if the building department would like to speak about that one, they can come forward at this time.
Yes, today.
Okay. Yeah, we'll ask for this to be tabled for a year. We've actually received the first payment.
Make a motion, we table it for a year, please.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to table the resolution for 1 year, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 1 year. Alright. I think I skipped one. I've got a 22 right here. It got hung to another one. Let's go back to number 22. Jesse Barron. The address is 3 North 28th Street.
Go
Is there
ahead.
any information you would like to present?
I just mainly want to know, what day was it they cut my grass?
It was cut August 27th of 2018.
Okay. That was when, okay, like I explained to Harbison before, I've been dealing with the issue with my sister. Has been really bad sick. She recently passed away. But my neighbor was supposed to be cutting my grass, and I did go, I was on my way over there to cut the grass, and they told me the city had just left with it. But I was going to cut my grass. But my neighbor, I was paying him to cut my grass, and he didn't. So.
This is the house directly behind corner of Michigan Boulevard, the one that came about a couple of months, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. You wanted to fix it, was condemned right behind the first house there on 28th Street, correct? On the right going up? Yes, ma'am, we cut that grass.
See.
We've cut it before. I've been down there, so the city has cut this piece of property.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I had my neighbor was supposed to be cutting my
Yes,
grass.
ma'am, but they just didn't cut it, and the times we cut it,
Right.
the bill on this is, let me find it here.
251, I believe.
251, so you don't have to, you owe that to us right there for cutting that piece of property, because we did cut that grass. You're welcome to set up payments for Mr. Harbison there if you want to set up payments and won't go any further.
I was in the process of trying to sell my house also.
Yes, ma'am.
And every time, everybody tries to come to buy the house, it always gets shot down.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
Yes, ma'am. I understand, and, you know, just, we have a city ordinance that says you have to keep your property up to code.
right, I understand that.
And, you know, just because you was coming to cut it, don't,
Right, I mean, that's,
You
that's
know.
what I'm saying, my neighbor was supposed to be cutting my
yes,
grass.
ma'am, but they evidently
But,
they
yeah.
didn't. But we've cut this piece of property. I go by there all the time,
Right,
and we have cut this piece of property. So you can, you want to make it payments with Mr. Harbison in his
I
office?
guess I got no choice.
Okay, we will, I make a motion that we give her 1 year to keep making payments on this money till she gets it paid off. Would that be good with you? If you'll just get with Mr. Harbison afterwards.
Well, what can I do about, like I said, I have had several people wanting to buy the house. And every time they talk to Mr. Harbison, he shoots it down. More or less, he won't let me sell. I had a
Ma'am,
realtor to buy.
ma'am, if you'll get with me after this meeting, I'll be glad to talk with you.
Okay,
If you'll get with me after this
all
meeting.
right, thank you.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to table this resolution for 1 year. Those in favor to table the resolution for 1 year, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 1 year. Okay, number 51. And that's 61 West Tuscaloosa Avenue. And I think the owner is making payments, if the building department wants to give us a report.
Yeah, we've actually received the first payment, so we would ask this to be tabled for 1 year.
Which one is that?
Motion table.
51.
Oh, 50.
61 West Tuscaloosa Avenue. Second.
All righty, we have the motion and the second to table 61 West Tuscaloosa Avenue for 1 year. Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 1 year. Okay, unless I have overlooked one, I think that covers everything that we were aware of or that the people in the audience wish to address, Madam President, so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Okay, it looks like we have dealt with 7 items,
Okay.
so that leaves 54.
That's what I was trying to add up, 54. Okay.
So unless someone has any information to present about the remaining items, you can probably move forward.
Okay. We
With the
can,
adoption.
what is your pleasure on, we have 54 items that are left, and they're all listed on the agenda.
Make that motion to follow through on those 54.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Clerk, you may take the vote.
Those in favor to adopt the remaining 54 resolutions, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt all 54.
Any new business? My only question is, all of these 54, will they be notified that they are?
They will receive a copy of the resolution that you passed.
Okay, all right, okay.
And the clerk's office will follow up on recording the resolutions in the probate judge's office, and that puts the lien on the official property tax records.
Okay, all right. If there's nothing else, ask for a
Motion to
motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.